Hello, BookTube. Well, as you can see, I have yet another guest. This is Christopher Russell from the eponymous BookTube channel, Christopher Russell, and he is here to visit and play with the bean, who is, you can attest, even cuter in person
Indeed,
than she is on camera.
Yes, she
Everybody
is.
says that. She's watching us with her beady black eyes from across the room. And we have a book haul. We went out book hunting today and got books. I got more than you did.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
So, should I start?
You should, yeah.
We can start with some mass market science fiction. I can get a bunch of those done all at once. That I got just because mass market science fiction is dying. These things aren't made anymore, so if I see them, I grab them. I got The Sunset Warrior by Eric von Lustbader. This is the third or the second book, or maybe the first book. Does it actually say instead of because it's one? This is volume 1 in his Sunset Warrior cycle, which has 2 different pieces of cover art. The original trilogy I have, and then it was reprinted years later with this cover art. And I grabbed this at the thrift store because I thought, I actually had an up close and personal listen to the guy who was sorting the books and putting them on the shelves, and let's just say that there wasn't a whole lot going on there, so it's possible that he could have misshelved something. So I grabbed this in case I found the others, and then I didn't find the others, and I was already committed. So I will. Someday I will. And same thing with this. I found John Varley's Wizard, but there was no hint of his Titan. So I have the one, and sooner or later I will see the other. And the same thing with this one, which I got at the used book superstore in Burlington. Chapter House Dune, in these old burnt ochre mass market paperbacks, where I never know when I'm going to see these. I also don't always remember which ones I have. So I wasn't 100% sure, and I haven't checked. So I may have this already, but it's in perfect condition, so I grabbed it. So there you go.
Well, we should mention these don't come from the Brattle. These come.
Yeah, these don't come from the Brattle. Yeah, we went to the used book superstore and we went to a thrift shop. A lot of books, but the Brattle is yet to come.
The Brattle will be coming.
Ooh.
I'll start out with the Goldbug variations by Richard Powers. I think David Murphy got this last time he was here.
It's a great novel.
And you were saying it was great. And I recently got the Overstory, so I thought I would get another Richard Powers.
I saw that. Was that from the used book superstore?
Yeah.
I saw the new reprint that they had of it there.
Oh, I saw that too.
Tempted,
yeah. I like the original paperback
Wow.
look of it more. So I should probably go one at a time.
What else have I got here that I can do? Can I do anything more in groups? Well, I got a saucy contemporary romance novel. It is a Paul Marin cover, and some of you will wonder how I know that, but I know that. I don't need to see his face. This is The Vampire Queen's Servant. It is Paul Marin's raciest cover. Contemporary vampire fiction. I got a contemporary novel. I did not get the Goldbug variations, but I also got a winner, We the Drown, in this trade paperback. I've never seen this in a trade paperback, so I happily got it. This is a great big call. Well, those of you who read it will know what I mean. It's difficult to synopsize. Calling it a seafaring novel is accurate, but it feels so inadequate. But I always want a copy of this, and every time I get one, I give it away. So. And then I found a historical novel, Ford Madox IV's novel of Catherine Parr, King Henry VIII's last wife, and my favorite of the wives of King Henry VIII. I've had this from time to time, always in this crappy trade paperback. Who did this? Echo Books? I always find it in this crappy trade paperback, and I always want to find a hardcover. Because this is not, I mean, look at that. That is not going to hold up. So I love this as a work of Tudor historical fiction. And maybe this is just my way to grease the wheels, Maybe that if I get that trade paperback when I know that it's not going to hold up to a read, maybe a hardcover will show up at the Brattle. Could be.
I got a really nice hardcover of The Golden Notebook by Doris Lessing.
I just looked inside that bag and saw the biggest book I've ever seen.
I know. Do you want me to? Do you want
no,
me to
no.
Okay.
Let's save it for last.
Yeah,
Why
I'm
did you get
excited.
Doris Lessing?
I've never read it before. I love this hardcover. I love. I can tell this is pretty ancient, and I was just excited to see it. So I've just wanted to read it for a while.
Are those blurbs on the back?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, Granville Hicks. Oh my God. Irving Howe. Oh my
Howe
God. Okay. All right.
Is that a familiar?
Well, they're all familiar to me. They're all critics from a bygone era. They never made books, so their books didn't stick around. Well, okay. We can do. I can do a batch of science fiction and fantasy. I found a trade paperback of Dune with one movie cover. I have a mass market of the movie poster for this. But I've never had a paperback with the actual marquee poster with all of the stars on it. And I don't need another copy of Dune, but I grabbed it. I grabbed it anyway. And I found new trade paperback of The Once and Future King, which is good timing because my hardcover of this has just recently started falling apart. I did not see a hardcover. I would like one, but this is nice and strong. It will do just fine. And then in terms of hardcovers, I found something that just fell apart on me. I found one of the greatest science fiction anthologies of all time, The Science Fiction Century by David Hartwell. This is just amazingly good. It's huge, but it's amazingly good. As a science fiction anthology, whenever people ask me, how do I get into science fiction? Just hand them this. They can live in it for a year. There you go.
All right. This is one I got because I feel like it's familiar for your existential crisis that you went on. This is Carpentera by Alexis Wright. And I don't really know much about it other than it's, comes from Australia, and it's one of those pieces of fiction that I think you were talking about is like a here today, gone tomorrow kind of thing. But
yeah.
I really love the design of these. These are from New Directions. There's a couple of them, or at least one other that I know
that's
of.
a perfect example. That must be loaded with blurbs.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. There's blurbs on the back, and I think there might be
even tons and tons of blurbs.
Tons. Everyone reviewed it and loved it when it came out,
and it's gone now. No one talks about it. No one thinks about it. No one's ever going to reprint it.
But I got it, and I'll talk about it on my channel if I like it.
What have I got? I got a bunch of history. I got this thing here, The Longest Night, a military history of the American Civil War. I don't think I've ever read this, but it's a nice, big, hefty thing. It's in thrift store condition, but and remarkably few of the books I saw today were, but fine by me. I have a whole shelf of Civil War stuff. And then I found a couple of Penguin trade paperbacks of World War II stuff. I found No Simple Victory, Norman Davies, and The End by Alex Kershaw. I've had both of these. I think I've written about both of these, but I found these two Penguin trades, so I'm perfectly happy to have them. They take up a lot less space. I'll just stick them on the shelf. Once I'm done, I'm going to reread the Norman Davies because it's like I kind of like him.
I got Volume 1 of the Gulag Archipelago. I have not read the Gulag Archipelago yet, although I have dipped into this, but I haven't had the physical copy yet, and I was, totally overwhelmed by what I was reading, so...
It's crushing.
It is unbelievable from, the jump crushing, yeah. I'll do one more, I guess. I've got A Hero of Our Time. This is a new translation. I don't know if this is... If they, altered the cover and put those, little... you see those little marks on the painting. I don't know, but I wanted to have a copy of that because I thought that was cool.
So you're courting the Dude Bros.
I'm courting.
You gotta stay on their good graces.
I'm doing a dance with death a little bit.
Solzhenitsyn has a really long beard. Yeah, the literary quality of his work. No man, he has a really long beard. He has a really long beard. It's really long. It's sweet. More World War II history. This is John McManus. This is The Dead and Those About to Die, his book on D-Day, that I remember really liking, actually, now that I think about it. I did really like it. Did I make that fact known? Oh no, this is all just big, high-profile people. Well, no, the St. Louis Dispatch called it powerful. I've never written for the St. Louis Dispatch, so it wasn't me. And then this thing, Implacable Foes: The War in the Pacific, which I remember really liking. So I was happy to find this. Are you down here?
I got my last one. This mammoth.
Oh, well, then let me go. Let me do mine first. I've just got one little thing here. I found the Science Fiction Book Club, Chronicles of Amber, Volume 2. And I have Volume 1 over on the shelf, so now I have the complete set, and I can just hopefully hold on to them. The Used Book Superstore had the big trade paperback of the Chronicles of Amber, but I like these covers better. So these old Science Fiction Book Club covers, I like them better. And then we have a gigantic book. What could
I
this
got
be?
the Age of Decadence. Yeah, I knew you'd be excited.
That was such a good book.
Yeah, and a great price for it, and I mean, obviously it's huge. So I definitely wanted. When I saw that, I got really excited. I wanted to grab it. So
I saw that back when Boston had a Barnes & Noble. Mm-hmm. I went in one day and was just looking at their new releases, and I saw this gigantic book from Pegasus Books that somehow they had never told me about, never sent me the galley copy, never sent me the finished copy. And there was a finished copy sitting on the shelf. And I grabbed it and thought, well, I'm going to have a word with those publicists because I should have known about this long since. But in the meantime, I'm certainly going to get this book. And I took maybe 10, maybe 11 steps toward the register. And then I changed my mind. I put the book back and whined to the publisher to send me a copy.
Did that scare you off?
It did. $40. Do you have any idea how many dollar books $40 buys?
40 from the Brattle.
Yeah, you're some sort of math whiz. Yeah, not just a pretty face. Eyes on the prize. Okay. Well, I wrote about that.
Yeah.
I'm sure that I did.
Well, I don't know. Is this you on the somebody
put a clipping in it.
A little clipping.
Oh wow, who reviewed it for the Times? Richard Albus?
Yeah.
Huh.
There's some writing on it too. Wait for paperback edition. I don't know.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
That was our very first book haul together. And more is to come. More things to do. Mm-hmm. More places to go. Today was overcast and sorry, the bean is acting up over there. She doesn't like it when I'm this far away from her, so you can just imagine how happy she was with me being out of the house. She's being awful cute. That's all right. She gets that way. But today was overcast and drizzly the whole length of time. And if it's overcast and drizzly, then the sail carts are not going to be uncovered at the Brattle. So there's no use even going. But that's not going to stay true. So I think tomorrow we're going to have a bright sunny day. So Frida's going nuts over there.
Should probably give her some attention.
I should give her attention. So there are more books coming.
Yeah.
Plus lots and lots of bookish conversation tonight, and High School Musical, and a rain barrel full of wine. I'm under orders to take it easy on my guest.
He hasn't so far.
I haven't so far. But maybe I will. You never know. You people in your sleep, I swear.
I had a collapse on the couch before we started recording.
It's like you need to do this every single day. It's just mind-boggling. Anyway, we'll be back. I'm sorry there won't be any other videos on this channel. There is a reason. So if you need to direct your ire. But we'll be back. Another book haul tomorrow. Thank you, book team.